right, we're taking our first break, gonna have a little something to eat. Just been battling strong winds the whole way, but yeah, so far another great morning on the trail. Passed one Thru-Hiker, an older guy, and I guess everyone else that went by my campsite last night. Maybe some of them camped here. It's a nice spot. So that's the update. We're about an hour and a half in, taking our first break, airing out the feet, having a little, this was at the Pepsi cooler. It was melty yesterday, but it cooled down overnight, so it's pretty good. Dark chocolate peanut butter kind bar. Here's the view. I'm guessing down there is Tehachapi, maybe. But yeah, it looks like the trail's actually going to be like an off-road vehicle, Bureau of Land Management, dirt, rocky road for the next 4 miles or so. So this is a good spot for a break before we tackle that. Also delayered, so got to put on some sunscreen, some lip balm, but yeah, it's still windy. All right, we've been going about 4 hours, just taking a quick little pack break, and our water source is about 3 miles away, give or take, and we're going to be leaving this ATV road soon and getting back to nice trail, hopefully. All right, it's warming up. We're about a mile away from our water source, which is good. I'm ready for some electrolytes, so we should be there in a half hour, 45 minutes, give or take. Take a nice long break there. All right, so we're at mile 582.5. This is like the only reliable water source in either direction for miles. There is a spring coming up north, but it's supposed to be pretty nasty water. Still fine, but this water is much better. So just loaded up. There were a bunch of other Thru-Hikers here doing the same. There were 3 that I hadn't seen since Hikertown that were here. They took 3 days in Tehachapi. That's cool. Well rested. Another solo hiker. And then there was another hiker that I had seen a few days ago. Turns out he's a 14-year-old doing it solo. So that's cool. Yeah, so now we're gonna have a long water carry. I've got 3 in a hydration bladder, 3 in my Smart Waters, and then 1 extra cup. So that's another ½ liter. And that'll do me for camp, which is about 5.5 miles away. And that'll make it about a 16.5 mile day. There's really no reason to push any further because my hotel is set for Friday and Saturday. And there's a bus that runs Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I'll be set up to get the bus on Friday. If I could probably get into town on Thursday. If I did bigger miles, then I have the bus issue. It's just easier just to enjoy it out here, and 16, 18 mile days are pretty good right now. All right, I got to get this heavy pack on my back and let's get with it. So this was the other water source option. Getting it out of there would not be great, but have a very slow fill, so the stream was the right choice. All right, we got about 1.25 miles to hopefully our camping for tonight. We've been doing a bunch of climbing. Now it looks like we're going to be going downhill for a bit, which is nice. It's been a really pleasant day. Not too hot, actually. Nice little breeze. And I think there's going to be shade at this campsite, so it's going to be an overall amazing Sunday. All right, I think our campsite is probably going to be somewhere in that grove of trees or past that grove of trees. Coming soon. All right, it's 3 o'clock. We're at 4,700 feet. We found our campsite for tonight. Nice and shady, the way we like it. Ended up doing almost 17 miles today. So Gonna get the tent set up, get things organized, and then get some electrolytes in. Oh, and we still have that wild cherry Pepsi that's been in the bear vault, so maybe that's nice and cold and we can crack that open for a nice little treat. It's been a great Sunday on the trail. We'll check in a bit. All right, it's 3:30, camp is set up. I just pulled this out of the bear vault. It is cool to the touch. So, oh boy. That hits the spot. All right, it's a little after 4. We've got the wind turbines keeping us company. One of the hikers that I was flip-flopping with was hanging out at the next campsite, but he's pushing on, even though he's lamenting how nice the camping is here, because he doesn't have enough water, and he's also got some time constraints. So yeah, understandable. So I'm glad I don't have those issues. Just finishing up my Pepsi. I'll probably switch to some electrolytes and just relax. Yeah, it's gonna be a great night. Not looking far out. I already kind of have an idea how far I want to possibly go tomorrow. Maybe looking at like an 18-mile day tomorrow. But again, like my town days are set for Friday night and Saturday night. And I won't have to worry about hitching or getting a ride into town if I catch this bus. And apparently one of the buses, there's 3 buses that come by, and one is like at 6:30 in the morning. That would be great. So I'm gonna shoot for that one. There's like a campground a mile away from where the bus picks you up. And I just have been getting up regularly at 4:30 with no alarm. So I'll probably set an alarm Friday morning, but assuming, you know, I get up and get out, I'll be waiting for that bus. Like the next one's at like noonish, the next one's at 4. But yeah, to get that early bus, get into town, do the same thing, either hang out at McDonald's, find a laundry, get Ubered around if I need to. I am staying at a Hilton property, so there's that digital check-in, and if they're on the ball, I'll get like a notification on my phone, like for an early check-in before 3. So we'll see. So there's no need to rush, but I do want to be set up so that Thursday night I'm at that campground that's like a mile away from the bus, and that should not be an issue. It's just basically all about the water, where the water is. So tomorrow the water, I could get water earlier at like mile 15 and carry it for a bit, or I can just go a few miles further, and then there's like a running creek for a couple of miles near some nice camping, according to Far Out. That sounds very nice to me. So I think I'm gonna shoot for that. Since didn't push too hard today, just like a normal day, 6:30 to 3:30, so like 9 hours of hiking with probably a half hour to 45 minutes of not hiking, either with getting water or just sitting around, but not a whole lot of downtime. So that's kind of how I like to do it, and then have a nice long relax at camp. So that's what I'm up to. Probably gonna wrap it up here, and we'll see you in the morning.
So the resupply is about halfway packed, yay! But quickly getting on a local trail, the Uncanunics in Manchester. Little baby hike to get Becca and I started for the season. We definitely want to be able to keep up with Brian right now. This is the beautiful, kind of creepy view of our summit of north or south. I think we're at South Uncanunic, so not the best views. Nothing like what Brian's getting. This is a little better. So a few months ago, our utility company had a sale on Nest, thermostats, so I bought one for like 20 bucks along with a remote sensor that we can place upstairs. The previous owners put in central air, which is great, but we're in a 2-story house and we only have a thermostat on the first floor. So upstairs can get really hot in the summer. So I thought, let's try the Nest remote sensor with it. So let's see how I do. I figure now's a good time to try and install it because we don't need the heat and we don't need the air conditioner. So here we go. So far, so good. I had to break out the headlamp because when I turned the power off to this, it also turned off the power to the switch right near where we keep all of our tools. And the biggest challenge was our plaster walls in our old house. So I got some of these little, I don't know what they're called, plastic things for the screws to bite into, and I think we are in business. So I thought I had done it wrong, even though I watched all the videos. And I couldn't get the heat to turn on, I couldn't get the air to turn on, and then I realized I didn't have the thermostat set high enough to kick like the heat on because it's like 70 degrees here. So, and we keep it really cold. So I think I'm in business. Heat's come on, so I'm going to turn that off and I'm going to test the AC next. But I think this is a success, and then I just have to add the upstairs sensor, so hopefully it cools down upstairs. So no news is good news. If you don't hear from me, it's all sorted out.